How you doing? It's been a wee while since I've uploaded. Work's been pretty slow on the layout, just due to finding the bits and pieces that I need, and I've had a holiday and stuff in the past wee while. So this is probably an update that's maybe even going to cover 2 months, but a lot's been done. I've got a lot of scenics in. I've got a few more buildings in just now. I actually can't remember where I was with the last video, so I'll do a quick layout. Well, I'll do a layout tour, just show you where everything is, where it's sitting, what I've added in, and then the next areas that I'm going to go into. So I hope you enjoy it. Take it easy. Comments and that always welcome. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. This here is what I'm going to call Union Station. It's the area that I've been kind of working on most recently. Let's say it's kind of like a preserved line. In the shed here, I've got a Challenger. That tree isn't going to sit there. That tree's actually going to sit probably just in there. She's going to sit just there, block a bit of the view and create a bit of shade, but I'll move out of the way just now. This is for a bit of a preserved line. I've got a Challenger, and then I've got an Amtrax. So we're just going to set up like a bit of a museum here for maybe UP or something like that. Put the Challenger in the shed where people can come and see it, have a ride on it and stuff like that. And then I'm slowly starting to build this area up. I thought I'd put some market stalls in. Iron City Beers here, with a wee stall selling some of their newest products. And then there's a couple of guys selling some model railway stuff as well. And then I found this paella van, so I added a wee bit of detail in the inside there. Hopefully you can see the bottles on that. There's details inside, it's all painted. And then I bought this Iron Brew shipping container, which is actually double O, and it's too large to sit in the HO well wagons that run on this layout. So I was in Sweden for a break with my work, and I see they turn shipping containers into food outlets, so I've done something similar here. So this is the Iron Brew Calf bar. Bar is actually the manufacturer, Iron Brew with a double R, so a wee bit of Scotland in there. So there's a wee bit of work inside, and then obviously I've left the shipping container at the back there. So that was quite good. It's also got a light inside it, as you can see, just nicely lit. And then I've got a couple of other wee bits and pieces just dotted about the back there, if you can make them out. And then there's a wee car. This still needs work, a lot of work done. I need to work on this back side here, as you can see. And then I need to put some posters and things on the shed here, and just advertising different bits. And then the plan here is to actually have a map of this layout, just shown at the side as if it was a map of the preserved line. So there's a bit of work there. Then I found this resin printed train, you can see here, with some flowers and stuff in it, so I thought that'd be something a wee bit different. So this is the area I've been working on the most. I've got a lot of trees. There's a lot of industry in the back here, but it's all going to be covered. I'm going to get trees right along the back of the wall there, right up quite high. We're probably going to cover out all the industries in here. You're probably not going to see any of them. I need a wee bit. I need to fix that tree into position here. Then I need to add some more details and round about, a bit of fencing and things like that, just to keep people off the tracks. And then there's a couple of these primo trees that are getting put into this area here, just to finish this end off. And that should be that. I'll take you on the next bit. This is Cargill, the grain refinery loading area. It's probably the bit I was working on just before the station area here. So I've added a few buildings in, I've added some lights in. The area is pretty much done. I've put a hard stand in out here for some vehicles. This area continues on, which I'll go on to in a second. But there's a couple of sidings here. This was going to be my steelworks, but then I got a couple of grain cars, and I really liked them, so I decided to put a bit of grain stand in. Plus the height of the building's quite nice along here. So this building's off an old pickle plant. I've just repurposed and put it here as a loading dock. And then we've got the Cargill refinery loading building here, just for different customers and things for the grain getting taken off, maybe off-road in a different area. And then this part here is the actual loading stacks and the holding things, the grain silos. Sorry, is what I'm trying to say. Up in this area in here, still a bit to do in here. The main buildings are finished, but most of the buildings are in, but I need to add a lot of detail. As you come round the back here, I've actually started to, well, I've done the basic ground cover just in this area and around here, coming to what will be Altoon Works. There's a lot of trees getting in here, an awful lot of trees getting in here. I want the train that comes around the track here to basically, roughly just before that crossing there, just appear out the trees. So I'm probably going to use this as a bit of photo opportunity part. There's a shed going to go in here, just a shed for some vehicles, just at the end of that hard stand in there that I still need to pick up. And then there's a lot of trees going in. This is just the Woodland Scenics fall foliage, or some sea moss as well. So I've just literally stuck it to the back there. It's to help the transition between the city and then back into these industrial areas. Plus I'm trying to do my best to hide the join in the back scene in there, because the skies are different colours, so I've tried to do it, but there's a bit of line there, so hopefully I'll be able to get rid of that. There's a lot of trees, it says to go in. There's a bit of details of some broken down, maybe a couple of old sheds or something in there. And then this is the other side of it. So it's a bit overgrown, it's less used, this part. It's mainly used for the carriages, but there will be a couple of old vans sitting around here. And then this part here, we're going to have just, as I say, lots of trees. So that's how Cargill's sitting. This is like the last big scenic corner probably to get done on this side. So that's all the ballasting down in the top level, which I'm really pleased about. I'll take you over the next bit. This part here was going to be the part of steelworks, but I got a couple of log loading cars and I got some wood chip cars. So where the Western Maryland loco's sitting, I'm going to have a loading platform in there for wood chips getting into gondolas. And then up where you can see hopefully the two flat cars with the bulkheads, that's going to be a facility for timber. It's just going to be a small industry, but a couple of big buildings in there. Just lets me use a couple of different bits of vehicles, a couple of different bits of rolling stock, sorry, in these areas. Down where the two wires are going up the wall, that transfers the wires from the power below to the middle peninsula on the other side of the layout. I'm going to put a big building in there, probably just like a big shed or something like that, and then a couple of maybe smokestacks or something up to help hide the wires. And then as it comes a bit more round to this side where it hits Cargill, where you can just see there, there's a hard standing area there. I'm going to have disappearing in behind a building and a couple of trees, just as if that road goes off in behind there. So that's the next. This is the next area, the main area that needs really done with buildings. In fact, it's the last area that needs done with buildings. So I just need to find the ones I need to put in, and once I find them, I can put them in. Then I can get the scenics done round about them, and that'll be pretty much the layout. Building wise, like 100% complete. It'll just be down to the floor, the level below the big yard, and really just finish the ballasting and get that looking a bit better. Add some details along the walls and stuff. So that's pretty much this last shelf here, the state of play in it and how it needs worked on. So I'll take you through to the other side just now. It's the far side of the layout with Iron City beer here and petroleum and armour packaging. This side of the layout's literally completely done, apart from adding a couple of trees in and paint a couple of bits of track. Is all I need to do around here. And then again, it's just like adding wee details and things like that as I come along and as I find them. Really pleased with this side. I've took all my rolling stock and loaded out every industry with its full capacity. So just to see how much rolling stock I've got and see if I've got enough to totally fill everything, which I have enough to fill every industry. That's why you can see tank cars and box cars everywhere. I'll take you around and show you. Every industry's kind of the box cars are set out to where they would be. There's a pipe in the middle which you need to add a hose down into. That's going to be for filling in different setups and things like that. So there could be an additional spot in the middle in there in this industry, but it should be quite something a bit different to operate this here. Chemical plant. It's got its full 5 cars in it, full 5 tank cars sitting. So I've got enough of them plus spares, and then armour packaging. I've only got 3 armour packaging box cars, but there'll be other box cars coming in here, not just armour packaging ones. But that's got 3 spots in it, and then most of this will just be details. There's a few trees just to add in this section, just in here, which should be here hopefully in the next week or two. Then this is the mine, totally filled the mine up with everything. I've got 12 Bethlehem, I think it's, BNSF ore cars there, coal cars, which I'm going to create loads for. So once you fill it here, you'll put your load in, and you'll take it round, and then this will be taken away. So this is Driftwood Mine. This area is kind of done. Again, just details and stuff like that. As I find it adding it, I'm going to have to dirty up this tractor and this pickup. A few more trees to be added along the back wall there as I get them, but they can be added at pretty much any time. And more foliage and stuff, just to kind of make it look as if it's a bit more well worn and well used. So that's the plan in that area. So that's pretty much this side done. I need to do the signage for it, as in your west and east side, and then a couple of track plans to show you your spots and things like that. But as far as the top level, this is pretty much finished, which I'm pleased about. As you can see at the bottom here, this is the head shunt from the big yard I'm going to take you down to just now below. So there's a bit of work to be done along the bottom there, finishing up ballasting at the edges and putting some trees and bushes in just to tidy it up a wee bit. So that'll be the next level I move on to once I've completed the top level. Take it out of the yard now. It's been about, I think it's 2 years, roughly coming up for maybe a year and a half, since I started building this layout, and this building felt like it's been in forever. But my engine servicing facility was one of the first buildings that I put in the first areas that I kind of finished up. Still some sanding towers to go into here, and again other detailing parts and stuff that are lying about, and some track and wheels and different sleepers and things like that to get put in. But as I buy them and I come across them, I'll put them in there. But I also brought all my locos out that are chipped and things like that, and are running okay, and I've had the couplings changed, so they're all sitting. I've picked up a really few nice SD80s, and I think it's CW44s is another one in there, of a guy off the internet. I've got another one sitting, a Glorial one, which still needs a chip added to it. That's why it's not on the layout. John Bowman, my friend, also gave me his maintenance away wagons to give them a wee run around the track, so I stuck them behind the Burlington Northern loco that I've got there, and they've been running around the track. And again, Chuck's Chuck Wagon, I'm not sure if I've showed you this already. This is off a historic layout called Phoenix Fruit Express. It was an exhibition layout that I had. This was rescued off it, along with the signs for it. This lit, it's fully detailed. I think you can maybe I don't know if you can see can you see the egg and the sausage being cooked inside there? And then there's just some people drinking and eating on the outside. The taxis probably shouldn't be here at all, but here it is. I bought a load of cars at a show, and my son's just plonked them here, there and everywhere, so they're doing just now. And this is my yard. This is my yard office. Again, as I was saying, I was putting all my rolling stock onto the layout. This is all pretty much spare stuff that I've got. Not quite spare, but it doesn't have a spot on the shed, on the Industries, because they're all completely full. So this is what would start to become my switching in and out stuff. There's also a rake of coal wagons along the back there as well. So this was just to see how much I had and how much I needed. So that's Altoona Yard, and again just detailing parts to add into here. I'll take you down to the very last part now. This is Buffalo Yard. This is the very first track I laid, everything. There's a switching panel for it there. It controls the whole yard right round to the helix, which is 0.15 here. That's where it goes up round the helix. all the red lights you can see is track detection, so as soon as a loco hits any of the red lights, they'll come on. Should I'm not sure if the track's on or not. No, the track isn't on. So that this panel operates the whole bottom level. So again, I've got to finish the ballasting off here, but I wanted to make sure the top was done first. So I'm going to finish the ballasting off all around here and then finish some scenics around the edges. This is just going to be for spare engines up here, probably cabooses as well up the back end in here. I'm going to have, where that glue's sitting in that building, I'm going to have like a coaling station and a steaming bay for steam locos in that one side, and then there's 3 more just behind, which is one's going to be for cabooses, and then the back 2 are for just engines that are sitting in here. Again, I need to do the ballasting, and this is kind of where I'm placing everything just now. So my inside line at the back wall is my incoming. That comes off the yard, the exchange up the top, or from a different city. That gets brought straight down, taken off, and then you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lanes there. The one closest to the outside edge is the outbound, and then the other 4 lanes in the middle is holding tracks for all the industries. So that's basically how I'm going to work it. This is going to be a staging area, plus it's going to hold my spare stock and things. So that's going to run down here. So I've enough trains to fill the top level, but now I need to start having some extras. I think I need a few more green cars, and then it's just really finding stuff I like the look of after that, but enough to run trains and things round about. But there's a lot of space down here for a lot of things, so I can set up some really big trains and have something really nice and make it all work for people at the top. So once I've finished the buildings in this area here, this is the next area I'm going to go into. I'm going to get the ballasting done at the bottom level, get the edges all finished up, and put some rubbish and crap all around here, and then that'll be the layout burst, and it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Still got a lot to tidy up and things, wiring and things. I need to find some, as I say, put the labelling in. I need to label up this now that I know all the industries and all the names of it. I need to get this fully labelled and get all the input into it, so everybody knows where they're going from there. So yeah, really pleased with what I've got done. I've had a break for probably a couple of months of hard working on this quite a lot, with just a lot of things changing and things like that. So it's time just to crack on and get the last bits and pieces done over the next couple of months. And then I've got an operating session at the end of the month, which I'm looking forward to. I think you call it a shakedown, once the guys are going to come along and see how it works. Check everything's fine, and then just take it from there. I'm going to finish up the last bit. So the end of the month, I think it's like the 31st of July or something like that. It's like the last Sunday of the month. Got a couple of friends coming over. We're going to run the layout, see how it works, see how it doesn't work, see how my switching lists work. I'm using the Excel spreadsheet. The name escapes me. The program. If I find it, I'll stick it in a note. I'm using that to run the switching lists. Just something very basic, nice and easy to run by. Hopefully an hour and a half to very max 2 hours switching. Sit and have a coffee, play trains for a while. Should be good. Thank you very much. If you've got this far, I really appreciate it. If you could put a thumbs up on it, that'd be absolutely brilliant. If you've not subscribed, drop a subscribe. Enjoy the rest of the summer and take it easy. Thanks for your time. Cheers. Bye.